What's good, y'all? L Famous on the check-in. Living my life, not thinking about it twice. Don't be scared to like, subscribe, or share this dope content if you like it. You heard? Let's get it. Now, last joint I gave y'all was an up north joint. You heard? Clinton. Well, this joint is about, this is Rikers Island, HDM. You heard? Let's get it. Now, I called this is the beginning, this is the end of 1995 going into 1996. This is the first month of 1996, you heard? I'm on the island. As a matter of fact, I'm in the Bronx house, you heard? The Bronx house. Everybody remember the Bronx house, you know what I'm saying? Right now, it's called the Bronx Terminal Market. But before, it was the Bronx house, you know what I'm saying? The Bronx house. Now, they took high classification cell block, and they sent a lot of us over to HDM 5 block. Now, at the time, 5 block used to be the Bing, the Bing in HDM. You heard? It was the Bing for adults in HDM 5 block. You know what I'm saying? But they was experimenting, so they had 5 block cleared out, and they moved us in there. They moved people from the Bronx house in there. They moved people from the Tummes in there. They moved people from the Queens house in there. And I believe they moved people from the Brooklyn house in there. You heard? But the Brooklyn house came later. You know what I'm saying? Now, when the first day we got to HDM 5 block. Now, the first time we got to HDM 5 block, we got there with Queens. You heard? We got there with Queens. You know what I'm saying? Queens, the Tummes, and the Bronx came together. You understand what I'm saying? And I never forget it. Queens had the Queens dudes that was representing. It was a guard body dude named Taquan from South Jamaica. It was Superb, God bless the dead, Superb from Far Rockaway, Queens, and he claimed Staten Island. You heard? Superb, God bless the dead. Little Superb was in there, guard body. You heard? Me and Superb hit it off because we was like the littlest niggas in there, but even though he was littler than me, but you know what I'm saying, we was like the youngest niggas in there, and we was going out. You heard? He was rolling with the guards, and I was rolling with the neutrals at the time. You heard? So now, boom. So then you had Taquan, you had Superb, you had a couple other guard body dudes, you know what I'm saying? Now, the guard bodies was official, and all of them was mostly from Queens, and then you had most of the dudes that was from Queens was from Far Rockaway, Queens. They were from Far Rockaway, Queens. They wasn't just from Queens, but it was sprinkled with a bunch of dudes from Queens, right? Then now in the Tummes, all the dudes that came from the Tummes was a bunch of Spanish dudes from the Lower East Side, right? It was a dude or two from Harlem, you heard? But one of the main dudes from the Manhattan that came from the Tummes, that was holding down the Tummes, that you could tell that was holding it down, was MK from the Lower East Side. Shout out to MK. Salute, my G. If you still out there, I heard you wound up doing a bid and then going to the feds. You heard? You should be home right now. Salute to MK, official dude. You know what I'm saying? You know what I'm saying? Now, boom. So now, boom. He holding down the Manhattan mob. You know what I'm saying? The dudes that came from the Tummes. So boom. So then after that, the Brooklyn house came. And when the Brooklyn house came, it was a diesel dude, dark-skinned dude, diesel dude. You could tell that nigga been working out his whole life. That nigga body was cut up. You heard? His shit was official. And you could tell he was telling me that he just did 25 years, you know what I'm saying? I think he was on a parole violation. His name was BB from out of Brooklyn. BB, you heard? Old timer named BB with a deep voice. Mad Diesel, you heard? BB from out of Brooklyn, you heard? He represent. Old timer, but he's still in the loop, you know what I'm saying? So now, boom, we in there. So now, everybody that know about HDM, they got 3 to 4 jacks. You heard? They had a Spanish jack. They had a neutral jack. Well, put it like this: when we opened it up, oh yeah, I ain't even name who was in the Bronx mob. Now, boom, in the Bronx mob, it was me. It was 6 Sev from Murder Unit. 6 Sev, shout out to my man 6 Sev. Vic, got mad love for you, you heard? From part of MU, you know what I'm saying? 6 Sev, he was down with Nori and them, you heard? Everybody knows 6 Sev, he got deported to Antigua, to his country, you heard? Well, 6 Sev came from the Bronx house with me. Me, 6 Sev, this dude named Joe, you heard, from 6ix9ine, from the 30 Mad Dogs, you know what I'm saying? From the 30 Mad Dogs, you heard, or from the, you know what I'm saying? This dude named Joe, he from Webster in the Bronx. Joe, me, Vic, and a couple of other people, you heard? And we all came from the Bronx house, you heard? And we holding it down from the Bronx. Now, in particular, my man 6 Sev from Murder Unit, he had just came from up north from doing doing a little bid. So now he back on the island in HDM, you know what I'm saying, facing some other shit, you heard? You know what I'm saying? But we had a jack, me, 6 Sev, and Joe, and BB was down with our jack because he was neutral. So we had the neutral black jack. Then some Spanish MK and them niggas snatched up the neutral Spanish jack, because this is before MK turned blood. MK turned blood after this, you know what I'm saying? MK, when I was with MK wasn't blood. You know what I'm saying? MK was neutral, and he was official. You know what I'm saying? So salute. You know what I'm saying? And my man Vic, 6 Sev, he was official. Salute. You heard? Out there in Antigua, if you see this, you heard? You know this. You put me on the phone with Shames. You know how the game go. You know what I'm saying? We from the same hood. You know what I'm saying? So boom. So that's how me and Vic got together, because we know all the same niggas, and we from the same hood. You know what I'm saying? Even though Vic is older than me. You know what I'm saying? Boom. So now, boom. We got our phone. We got the black neutral phone. MK and them got the Spanish neutral phone. And then I think it was a Muslim phone and the guard body phone. It was 4 phones, and the guard body locked down the phone. Superb in them. Because I remember after a couple of days, when they started bringing more people up in the house to fill the house up, you know what I'm saying? Like the tension started to rise, you know what I'm saying? So now all the Spanish dudes in the house, you know what I'm saying? They got together, and then I remember it was MK was down with the Spanish dudes, and they all went to the back with the guard bodies and the neutral black niggas. All of us, we went to the back, and we was discussing how that phone situation was gonna go. And I ain't gonna front. This MK and them niggas was armed up, and we was armed up, you heard? And I will never forget it. God bless the dead, Superb, he was mad hype. Like, you know, if he Superb, anybody that knows Superb used to like to get busy. You know what I'm saying? Superb was a little troublemaker, you heard? Rest in peace to Superb, that's my man, you heard? Rest in peace Superb, that was down with the Woo and them niggas too, you heard? You know what I'm saying? God body Superb, you heard? From out of Far Rockaway, you know what I'm saying? And he claimed Staten Island too, you know what I'm saying? Superb, you know what I'm saying? Rest in peace. And Superb was all in the middle of that shit. He the littlest nigga in the house, but he all in the middle of that shit, ready to get busy if it's gonna pop. Make a long story short, it didn't pop. Niggas put together how the phones was gonna run. MK is official. My 6 Sev is official. You know what I'm saying? They was doing all the talking, and BB's official. He was doing all the talking. So the next thing you know, everything was running smooth and all that. Boom, 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 boom. So then, boom. So then, one day, dudes is in the day room watching TV or whatever. You know what I'm saying? Boom, 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 boom. So MK and them niggas, MK, 6 Sev, and me, we all got up and we was like, yo, I forgot what the topic was, but niggas was like, yo, it's a meeting. I think it was about the phones. They was like, yo, if you gonna get on the phones, you gotta get on the phones in the daytime, because once 6 o'clock hit or 7 o'clock, That's just it. Slot time, and don't touch that phone if you ain't peoples. MK was saying that. So it was a dude that stood up, didn't really know how that jail shit run. He said some smart shit, and MK didn't even let him get it all the way out his mouth. He hit the nigga in full sentence. Bang! Nigga hit the floor. Doom. Everybody was like, oh shit, I'm looking like, yeah, MK the truth. You know what I'm saying? But MK was one of them big Spanish news, you know what I'm saying? Keep it official. Salute, MK. I was right there. If you see that shit, I was right there. And you might remember me or you might not, but I was the youngest cat in the house. You heard HDM, House of Dangerous Men. You heard 5 Block. We opened it up. It was the Bing, but you know what I'm saying? We opened it up from boroughs, you know what I'm saying? Bronx house, Brooklyn house, the Tummes and the Queens house, you heard? Shit was crazy, you heard? That was a crazy combination because everybody was evened out, you heard? It was like they took certain blocks from each of them jails and they threw us all in HDM 5 Block. So boom, everything ain't over yet. Boom. So now boom. Now I had my cell was like the 5th cell on there in there, right? So now I'm the youngest nigga in there. Boom. So now me and the Spanish dude that came together from the Bronx house, this older Spanish dude, when he was on the company with me in the Bronx house, he got mad cool with me, and he older than me, and he got mad cool with me. So now we all got sent to HDM together. So soon as the house started filling up with mad Spanish dudes, this dude came out, said that he king, you know what I'm saying? So now, all right, it ain't no problem or nothing yet. So boom. So now the newspaper come. Now everybody know the CO get the newspaper, right? So when the CO get the newspaper, they read the newspaper, then they give it to who they favorite or whoever they, you know what I'm saying, whoever they fuck with. The official dude that they fuck with in the house. And that's how the paper, and the paper get read after I got next. Now boom. My cell was like number 4 or 5 cell. So I'm talking about as soon as you walk in on the company on HDM on the flash, as soon as you walk in, my cell was like right there. So, and I was a porter. So me and the Spanish older dude that we came together from Bronx house, that we was cool in the Bronx house, and we cool now in HDM together. But the only thing difference is when we get to HDM, now he's coming out that he's Latin Kings because it's a lot of Latin Kings in HDM. You know what I'm saying? When you go to the mess hall and all that, because we already had went to the mess hall, and this was the first time I seen Dizzy. You know what I'm saying? Because a nigga with dreads almost touching the floor walked in the motherfucking mess hall. I ain't going to lie, the mess hall was filled with nothing but Spanish bros, you know what I'm saying? And a lot of Latin Kings and the Yetta dudes. And some black dude with long dreads almost touching the floor walked in. And as soon as he came in the mess hall, he popped open his shirt and he had a red BVD under it. And he was like, blood, nigga, blood, nigga, blood, nigga. And nobody said nothing. The whole mess hall was just looking at him like he was crazy, you heard? So in my mind, I was like, damn, who the hell is that? So then when we got back to the house, I asked somebody, I was like, yo, who the hell is that, B? And somebody was like, yo, that's Dizzy, you heard? Blood dude, you know, the Bloods is running wild on the island right now. And this was 96, the first month of 96, January of 1996, HDM, you heard? Dizzy walked in the mess hall. He just came from another building, or he just came from the pound, and you heard. And the nigga, as soon as he walked in the mess hall, he had to let all them Latin Kings and all them Nieta dudes know that Dizzy is in the building, blood is in the building. He bust open his shirt. He said, blood, nigga, blood, nigga. And he was going like this on his chest. Blood, nigga, blood, nigga. You know what I'm saying? And it looked wild because he ain't big dude. He's a short dude, and he got mad long dreads. I'm talking about they almost touching the floor. Dizzy dreads was the most illest dreads I ever seen, B. He got some of the most illest dreads, Dizzy, you heard? You know what I'm saying? Yo, that nigga dreads was crazy. So the nigga was like, yo, that's Dizzy, you heard? Dizzy blood. He be putting in work, 183rd, you know what I'm saying? I'm like, oh, all right. Dizzy, you heard? So boom, that's when I was really like learning about blood, seeing about some blood, the first blood dude that was official. And that's word to my mother. If it was 100 or 200 people in the mess hall and whatever amount was Spanish, was Latin King in the Yetta, none of them said nothing. And it was mad niggas in there. I'm talking about young niggas, old niggas. them old racist Latin King niggas and them old racist the Yetta niggas. You heard? They was all in the mess hall. None of them dudes said a word. None of them dudes said a word. The CO ain't say shit. The COs ain't say nothing. That's my word. Nobody said a word. Nobody said a word. Dizzy picked up his tray. I don't even think he ate. He just went to, that was his first time going to the mess hall and he was making a statement. I'm just telling you, B. So that's what happened too while I was there. You know what I'm saying? So boom. So now back in the block, the Spanish Latin King dude that I came with, we was cool in the Bronx house, and now we a little cool in HDM. Only thing different is that he came out and said that he's Latin King. He older than me. He got me about at least 10 years. You know what I'm saying? So he like, so one day he get the paper. He locked in the first cell, so he used to get the paper most of the time. You know what I'm saying? But it was a couple of times I used to get the paper too first. You know what I'm saying? So boom, this day I got the paper first. So he was like, so I'm in my cell reading the paper. So he like, no, matter of fact, I'm in front of my cell reading the paper, but I got slippers on. You heard? I'm bugging out. I'm a young nigga in HDM wearing slippers and sitting in front of my cell reading the paper. So that's how sweet I thought it was, because I'm down with Vic and them niggas from Murder Unit and Joe and them niggas. We had a mean Bronx team, and I can't remember everybody that was down with us, but we had a mean Bronx team, man. But our team was universal. We had niggas from we had BB from the Brooklyn, and we had different niggas. B shit was official. Niggas couldn't fuck with us. I'm just keeping it 100. So boom, I'm sitting there reading the paper. So this dude all of a sudden he like yo L, let me get the paper. So I said, I give it to you when I finish. He like, nah, L, let me get the paper. I said, nah, I give it to you when I finish. Just like this. He said, yo, man, come on, man, get the paper, man. You know I get the paper first and all that, man. I said, nobody get the paper first. Anybody that get the paper first is the one that get the paper first. So you know how like a person trying to get the paper from you and you going like this and he can't get it from me and he feeling sick because he a grown man and he can't get the paper from me because I'm doing all that funny shit with the paper. Like, come on, man, calm down. Nah, you ain't getting the paper, child. I read it. And I'm treating him. I'm a young nigga. I'm owning him. Like, and he getting mad. I could tell as he getting madder and madder because he can't get the paper from me. So he like, yo, word up, man. Yo, L, man. Yo, you better. Yo, man. Yo, that's my word. And he run to his cell. So I jump up. I said, I'll fuck your old ass up, nigga. What, nigga? You heard? So he was like, oh word, oh word, oh word. So then all of a sudden, now it was a couple of Latin Kings and the Yetta dudes up in the front while this shit was going on, because nobody really knew this was going to go on. So now they forming because they see everything that happening. So boom, I got my slippers on. I'm like, what, nigga, what? I'll fuck you up, B. You heard? Fuck out of here, nigga. You ain't like that, nigga. So he was like, oh word, L, oh word. But he started the fronting before I started fronting. You know what I'm saying? He fronting and shit. So boom. So boom. I mean, I remember all them Latin King dudes and them, they was about to try to form on me. Man, Vic came out of nowhere. Vic was like, yo, get out of here, B. This Alice family, you heard? Like, come on, B. Ain't nobody manning up to read the paper first. If whoever get the paper first is whoever get the paper first. Come on, man, you ain't gonna start that bullshit. He told the old timer Spanish Latin King nigga, you ain't gonna start that bullshit in here, B. We all came from the Bronx house together. You wasn't even like that in the Bronx house. Now you get here, you get around your manitos, you start talking about you get the paper first and all that, and you ain't even built like that. You ain't even no gangster dude like that. You just a regular old nigga that you could tell that's just living up the strength. You heard? You know what I'm saying? You heard? Fake ass dude. So boom, he was like, yo. So they were like, all right, man, because they knew they have no wins with us. You heard? No wins. They thought they was gonna form on me because they thought I was by myself, but I really wasn't. You know, I was rolling with Vic and them niggas. You know what I'm saying? Me and Vic were around the same block. So, and we already vibed and we was mad tight. And then actually, Vic, to stamp me, Vic put me on the phone with Shames, God bless the dead, my man Shames that I grew up with, you heard? You know what I'm saying? From MU, you know what I'm saying? So God bless the dead, my man Shames, man. Shout out to my man Vic MU holding it down, you know what I'm saying? And And he told, and it was nothing after that joint. And then he pulled me in the back. He was like, yo, lad, you bugging, man. Yo, you my nigga and all that. But yo, come on, nigga. You beefing with niggas and you got on slippers, nigga. Who you think you is, man? Come on, man. Go. Don't let me find you in your slippers no more, bro. Come on, we don't move like that. And I was like, you right, man. You right, Vic. You heard? You know what I'm saying? He dropped the jewel on me. And then I remember when I went to court, I copped out to a 4-8 because I copped out to a 4-8 around that time. You know what I'm saying? And I came back and he was like, yo, you copped out? I said, yeah. He said, what you copped out to? I said, 4-8. And the nigga Vic was mad at me. 6'7" was mad at me. He was like, come on, man. Why you cop out so quick, man? You could have got a 2-4. You could have got a 2-6, man. You know what I'm saying? You should have never copped out to a 4-8. And I was like, man, I just want to get this shit over with, man. But I had the case in the street. I was out on bail for the case, and then they remanded me, you know what I'm saying? So, you know what I'm saying, I had the case going for a minute before I copped out, you know what I'm saying? So when I was in HDM laid up about 5-6 months, you know what I'm saying, I copped out and I got up out of there and I went up north to my 4-8, you heard? You know what I'm saying? But I left 6'7". I heard 6'7" went home, and him and Nori got down. He got down with Nori and them niggas, and they was MU was holding down Nori. And to this day, you heard? You know what I'm saying? So shout out to the whole MU, Gerard, those are my dudes, all of them, you know what I'm saying? Rest in peace, Shames. Rest in peace, everybody, you heard? Rest in peace, the other brother that lost his life too, in the federal system that they try to say killed himself, you know what I'm saying? That was my man too, you heard? That was my man too. I know him from Uptown, you heard? From 177th Street in Wharton. Him and my man Storm, you heard? You heard? So rest in peace to him too, you heard?